What's the worst thing a parent ever did to assert dominance? My stepdad Banthor had laminated house rules he posted on every wall, covering everything from shower duration to which direction we hung toilet paper. You live under my roof, you follow my rules. If I or my brother Jamie ever went against him, he would take away our electronics and lock us outside the house at night. Mom worked night shifts at the hospital, so she'd only hear Banthor's version of events the next morning, how we were defiant and needed structure. But the actual worst part was that the rules never applied to him or his own son Ty. They just applied to me and Jamie. Jamie, dishes. Now, Banthor barked one Tuesday, even though it was Ty's turn according to the chore chart. Ty has homework, he said when I pointed at the schedule. But Jamie has a test tomorrow, I argued, showing him Jamie's study guide. Banthor's face reddened. Are you questioning me? In my house? He stepped closer, using his height advantage. Jamie does the dishes, or he doesn't eat dinner. Jamie threw down his textbook and started scrubbing plates so hard I thought they'd break, while Ty smirked from the couch. This is bull, Jamie said, loud enough for Banthor to hear. Banthor immediately shut off the hot water. You'll wash them cold then. Maybe that'll teach you gratitude. F you, Jamie muttered, dropping a plate in the sink. The kitchen went silent. Banthor's face turned purple. What did you just say? Jamie turned around, his hands still dripping with cold water. I said F you. This is abuse. Banthor moved faster than I'd ever seen him move, grabbing Jamie by the collar. You want to see abuse? Outside. Now. It was mid-December, 9 p.m., 12 degrees with heavy snow falling. Jamie only had on jeans and a thin hoodie. Banthor, no! I screamed, trying to pull his arm off Jamie. It's freezing. Banthor shoved me into the counter and dragged Jamie to the front door. Ty laughed from the couch. Ooh, Jamie's getting the special treatment. Banthor threw Jamie onto the porch and locked the door. Through the window, I watched Jamie stumbling in the snow, his breath forming thick clouds. Banthor, please, he'll freeze, I begged, pressing my face against the glass. Jamie was huddling by the door, already shaking violently. 5 minutes later, Jamie's lips were turning blue, snow accumulating on his shoulders. He's learned his lesson, I cried. Has he apologized? Banthor asked calmly, but Jamie was too cold to even speak. Then he stays out. 10 minutes. Jamie had slumped against the wall, his violent shivering becoming weak trembles. Look at him, I sobbed, pounding on the window. You're killing him! Drama queen, Ty said while laughing. Jamie's eyes were half closed, frost on his eyebrows, his body barely moving. I ran for the door, but Banthor blocked me. Move or you join him. Mom's going to. Your mother's at work, he said flatly. Jamie wasn't responding to my banging on the window anymore. His lips were purple, and his fingers were locked in a frozen curl. That's when I knew that Banthor would let him die out there to prove a point. I ran to the bathroom, locked myself in, and called 911 from the emergency phone Mom had hidden there after Banthor started his rules. My stepfather locked my minor brother outside in freezing weather, I said, but Banthor heard me. He started pounding on the bathroom door. You're overreacting. Don't you dare call the cops. Open this door now. The dispatcher heard everything. Banthor's shouting, his fists on the door, his threats about consequences for defiance. I climbed out the bathroom window and ran around to Jamie, who was shivering violently, his fingers too numb to even make a fist. I wrapped my coat around him as sirens approached. The paramedics said Jamie's core temperature had dropped dangerously. 15 more minutes could have meant hypothermia, potential frostbite, maybe worse. The officer took one look at the house rules posted everywhere. Jamie's doorless room, the locked office full of confiscated belongings, and called for backup. These aren't rules, sir. This is abuse, the female officer said, documenting everything with her camera. Banthor tried to explain his parenting philosophy, but she cut him off. Locking a child outside in dangerous weather isn't parenting. Mom came home from her shift to find police cars in our driveway and Banthor in handcuffs. You did what to my children? She asked Banthor, her voice deadly quiet. He started explaining his parenting philosophy, but she cut him off. It's over. While Banthor sat in the police car, Mom threw all his belongings onto the lawn. Ty stood in the doorway crying. Where will we go? Mom handed him her phone. Call your mother. You're not my problem anymore.